So we're gonna start with the machine called Soccer, which is an IP address called 56 in the Hack the Box machine. So मेजरली पहले मैं आपको बता देता हूँ कि शॉकर जो मशीन है उसमें आपकी शेल शॉक की वल्नरेबिलिटी है। शेल शॉक, तो अगर यहाँ पे आप शेल शॉक की वल्नरेबिलिटी पे अगर मेजरली सर्च करोगे डेटा को, तो आप यहाँ पे देख सकते हो स्क्रीन में कि ये कमांड एग्जीक्यूशन की कमांड वल्नरेबिलिटी है, कमांड एग्जीक्यूशन, जहाँ पे सर्वर साइड में डेटा प्रॉपर वैलिडेट नहीं हो। मेजरली अगर आप शेल शॉक की वल्नरेबिलिटी की डेफिनेशंस देखोगे, जैसे कि यहाँ पे दे रखा है, शेल शॉक इज अ बग दैट यूजेस अ वल्नरेबिलिटी इन कॉमन इन यूनिक्स कमांड execution shell bash, which is your brown again shell, and what is basically used for to potentially enable hackers to take control of the machine, remotely execute arbitrary code directly into the system. So the major objective of the shell shock is we have to gather the information about the target. So I already have done this. So shell shock was introduced in the year of 24 September 2014. And which basically it's known as bash door. Bash means your basic terminal. So the major objective of this machine is to you have to enumerate. First you have to do nmap, then you have to do some nicto part, then you have to analyze the website. So over here the IP address is 10.10.10.56 and I have a webalizer. मेरे पास एक webalizer है जिसके थ्रू मैं आइडेंटिफाई कर सकता हूँ कि ये मशीन किस में बनी. Let's refresh this one. Okay, so वेपलाइजर यहाँ पे सिंपल बता नहीं पा रहा, क्योंकि अगर यहाँ पे आप आइकन देखो, this icon over here is known as Ubuntu server. Sometimes some data are be revealed in the back end of the process. So अगर आप इसका source code देखोगे, is there is only a bug.php file. So the major cause finding the shell shock vulnerability is to find when a CGI bin file has sharing some files. The most important thing of shell shock is to find the CGI bin directory. CGI bin is basically ये basically आपका use होता है website maintenance करने के लिए, providing web contents और functionality करने के लिए आपके client और server के बीच में. अगर आप यहाँ पे देखो, a CGI bin is a folder used to house script that will interact with a web browser to provide functionality for a web page or website. Common Gateway Interface, which is known as CGI, is a resource for recommendation of using a script in the web design. It is basically used for website designing or maintaining the website contents, जो कि आपके web browser में होता है majorly. So some of the data, for example, मैंने यहाँ पे पहले से इसमें nmap कर रखा था.
आपने रिकॉर्डिंग शायद स्टॉप कर दी थी.
हाँ जी,
आपने रिकॉर्डिंग स्टॉप कर दी थी.
नहीं, मैंने रिकॉर्डिंग स्टार्ट करी है.
अच्छा ठीक है.
So majorly अगर आप यहाँ पे देखो, मैंने पहले WordWeb किया था. WordWeb will analyze the website. What are the application they are basically using on to maintenance? For example, summary में अगर आप देखो, ये HTTP server Ubuntu Linux है. Apache server version 2.4.18 है. और अगर आप यहाँ पे देखो, Apache के अलावा आपको कुछ नहीं मिलेगा, HTML5 मिलेगा और बस. वर्ड वेब से आप आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हो कि उस वेबसाइट में कौन कौन सी एप्लीकेशन रनिंग हो रही है इन द बैक एंड प्रोसेस. सो वी कैन कम फॉरवर्ड एंड वी कैन सिंपली चेंज अकॉर्डिंग टू द पेन टेस्टर. जैसे कि अगर आप यहाँ पे देखो, मैंने यहाँ पे नेट डिस्कवर भी किया, डायरेक्टरी बस्टर भी किया था. यहाँ पे मैंने डायरेक्टरी बस्टर क्यों किया था? टू बेसिकली आइडेंटिफाई द नंबर ऑफ डायरेक्टरीज ऑन द सर्वर साइड. And through that directory buster, I can see over here that I have some two files. For example, icon and CGI bin, which is 403 over here. And if you go over here, I also done Nikto. Nikto will find the vulnerable parameter values or misconfiguration files in the backend. अगर आप यहाँ पे देखो, simple Apache version, access protection, allowed HTTP post header get head, और आपके रिस्पॉन्स अगर यहाँ पे देखो जो कि रिवील कर रहा है आपके सर्वर साइड की डेटास. फॉर एग्जांपल यहाँ पे दे रखा है IIS 4.0. बट द मेजर इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, जब आप इसको nmap करते हो, सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट होता है आपका nmap, नेटवर्क मैपर. The very first thing, you have to nmap the website and you need to find the parameter, or you need to find the vulnerable applications running in the backend. So ये एक CTF है, तो CTF में vulnerabilities तो होंगे ही होंगे, बट मेजर कॉज अगर आप यहाँ पे देखो, SSH चल रहा है, उसका वर्जन 7.2 है और आपका पोर्ट नंबर 222222. If I'm a security analyst, what I can do? I can simply check the version plus the service plus version. Where? In the search exploit. You can only see 4 applications: denial of service attack, XOR command execution, username information, and username information, which is basically have a port number 222222 open. And the most important part, which has a directory, is over there, CGI bin, according to the shell shock vulnerability, CGI bin. So the very first thing, we're gonna scan the CGI bin directory if any of the files, any of the scripts has been revealed over there. So मैं अगर यहाँ पे CGI bin कर देता हूँ, forbidden first of all. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna crawl it again, यानी कि यहाँ पे फिर से Dirtbuster चलाऊंगा with the given of CGI bin directory. Let's give the number of threads 70 दे देते हैं. User, share, word list, Dirtbuster, small, and B recursive हटा देते हैं. And let's try. Let's see if we can find something relevant data in the CGI.bin directory. So एक चीज हमेशा याद रखना कि जब आपने ये CGI bin को डायरेक्टरी को क्रॉल कर रहे हो, तो एक सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट चीज क्या है कि आपने जब यहाँ पे एक्सटेंशन दिया था, फाइल एक्सटेंशन, CGI bin में आपकी कुछ फाइल्स होती हैं, जैसे कि आपका SH फाइल, TXT फाइल. SH फाइल क्या होती है? आपकी टेक्स्ट, आपकी शेल फाइल्स होती है. TXT फाइल आपकी नॉर्मल जो वर्ड आप फ्रंट में बनाते हो लीफ पैड से. तो मैंने यहाँ पे क्या दिया था, मैंने सिंपली यहाँ पे PHP दिया था. बट अगर आपको कोई फाइल एक्सटेंशन को आइडेंटिफाई करना है, सो यू हैव टू पुट SH and TXT. There could be a lots of file extension over here. Then start it again. And you can see over here in the bottom side, there is a file called user.sh file, which is saying 200. अगर आप यहाँ पे देखो, क्योंकि CGI bin में 403 की परमिशन थी, यानी कि फॉरबिडन था. But after putting the extension of sh or txt, the file has been revealed over there, which is user.sh file. User.sh file is basically you can say a CGI binary file, जो कि हमने यहाँ पे देखा था, which is basically used for web designing or website or client side communication side. Common gateway interface is an interface specifying or web server to execute program like console application running on a server that generates web pages dynamically, such as known as CGI scripts or simply as CGIs. So over here we can see that we have find a sh file over here. So let's see what is inside of their file. User.sh. So let's open this one and अगर मैं उस पेज में देखूं user.sh फाइल में, user.sh फाइल में क्या है यहाँ पे, text content text, content type text plain. अब content type क्या हो सकता है मेजरली, just an uptime test script. So let me inform you about the content type over here. Content type is basically a request from the client side. और इसमें कंटेंट में जो ये है आपका हेडर होता है रिक्वेस्ट में, जब आप देखोगे कि जो डेटा जा रहा है वो टेक्स्ट में, प्लेन टेक्स्ट में जा रहा है. फॉर बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग लेट मी शो यू वन थिंग. See this one. This is a client request. जब भी आप google.com करते हो, yahoo.com करते हो या instagram.com करते हो, तो मेजरली आपका ब्राउजर एक रिक्वेस्ट क्रिएट करता है विद द सम हेडर्स. इसमें से पहला है आपका get method, data which is transferring from the URL section. Then accept header, then referrer, then your accept language, your user agent, your encoding, your host, your connection, your cookie. These are the headers which is from your server side. और कंटेंट टाइप में आपकी बॉडी होती है जो आप डेटा ट्रांसफर करते हो. अगर आप यहाँ पे रिस्पॉन्स में देखो, ये आपकी सर्वर साइड की रिक्वेस्ट होती है. और सर्वर साइड की रिक्वेस्ट में क्या आ रहा है यहाँ पे, कंटेंट टाइप, जो कि HTML और टेक्स्ट फाइल होती है नॉर्मल आपकी. टेक्स्ट HTML और यहाँ पे क्या दे रखा था, टेक्स्ट प्लेन. जो डेटा जो ट्रांसफर हो रहा है वो आपके प्लेन टेक्स्ट में हो रहा है, यानी कि रीडेबल फॉर्मेट में हो रही है, जिससे कोई भी एक अटैकर उसको इजीली रीड कर सकता है. सर्वर साइड की डेटा की बात हो रही है यहाँ पे. The content type is basically your server side response data. So majorly अगर आप ये सोचो कि सिंपल this vulnerability was basically from the shell shock vulnerability, जिसमें आपकी bash कमांड रन होती थी. Shell shock is a previous escalation vulnerability that offers a way to users to a system to execute commands that should be unable to them. This happens when bash function exports features, whereas command scripts created in one-way running instance of bash can be shared with subordinated intents. So if you see over here, shell shock vulnerability exploits, you will see a lots of websites, but I'm not going to show you the shell shock, the shocker walkthrough. Inside shell shock, how hackers are using it to exploit systems. NetSpark. In September 2014, when a single security bug in Bash was disclosed, there was chaos in the security community. The bug allowed attackers to escalate privileges and execute arbitrary code on remote machines. It infected most of the version of Linux and Unix-based OSEC. Was considered critical vulnerability in 2014 क्योंकि जो डेटा था वो प्लेन टेक्स्ट में जाता था आपका. अगर आप यहाँ पे देखो उसने रेफरर में क्या क्या दिया. It's as simple as get request from a client side. A request. Many are connected because shell shock vulnerability is very easy to exploit through web application running on the vulnerable server as shown in the look. Echo ns.ns and executing the etc password, and you can see in the server side response. etc password contains all the usernames. If you see over here, this is the proper methodology. They have given one by one all the steps. But the most of the important thing, how the data can be transferred. For example, let me show you vulnerability exploit. Can you see this one? It's basically bin bash pinging the machine. And you can see the code for the reverse connection. User agent, dev TCP IP address 0.1. Or you can use this one, dev TCP, for getting a reverse shell of the server. They are basically using curl command. Curl command, you can execute the client request from your terminal also. अगर आप यहाँ पे प्रॉपर देखो, क्योंकि वो bin bash -i dev TCP आपकी लोकल होस्ट पे आईपी चला रहा है. Let's do some modifications over here. Let's see my IP address. My IP address is 10.10.10.14.4. So let's see over here. So I have to change the IP address of my. And the port number I'm going to use is 44448. And you have to specify the target IP address 10.10.10.10.56 CGI bin, and the file was user.sh. Simply, I'm basically executing my reverse shell, which is a bin bash, which is a Unix shell command. If you see on the IP address, which is my IP address, 4448 and it will give me a reverse connection, और जो कि मैं पेज यहाँ पे यूज कर रहा हूँ cgi bin.user.sh file. Let's see if it work or not. But before that, I'm going to use netcat 4448 for the listening loop back. So let's see if it works or not. And we can see we have a connection. Because the data which is transferring from the host header for the user agent means my browser, which I'm executing from the different data, which is bin bash reverse TCP on the port on the website address, which is user.sh file. User.sh file contains the content response of the file. So that's why it was executed and give us a proper shell over here. If you see over here, most of the cases अगर आप देखो यहाँ पे यूजर एजेंट के बाद इन्होंने ये डेटा कंटेंट प्रॉपर है जो कि प्रॉपर एक फ्री स्पेस क्रिएट कर रहा है, हुकअप पॉइंट, देन आफ्टर ये अपने कमांड एग्जीक्यूशन को प्रॉपर कर रहा है. So the major part over here, you can execute any command if the server side response में कोई भी available CGI bin file में कोई फाइल जा रही है. So we have a shell over here. जैसे कि मैं अगर यहाँ पे देखूँ who am I am basically Shelly. अगर मैं देखूँ simply cat etc password directory को, which contains all the users. And you can see over here the root, daemon, bin, sys, synchronization, game, man, LP, proxy. These are the local users. And Shelly, which has an RID 1000. So the user which has an RID 1000, user ID 1000, which is a pseudo user. He has root permissions. For example, check out this one. Pentest monkey. Prior to Linux previous version. Exploiting pseudo right users. If an attacker cannot directly get any root access by any of the other techniques, he might try to compromise any of the user who has pseudo access. Once he has the access to any of the pseudo user, he can basically execute any command with the root privileges. Administrator might just allow the user to run few commands through sudo and not all of them, but even with the configuration, they might introduce vulnerabilities anomaly which can lead to privilege escalation. If you see over here, who am I? Sudo-l to check the permissions. Sudo-l print the command which we are allowed to run as sudo. We can run find cat python as sudo over there. For example, sudo-l. See this one. User Shelly may run the following command on Shocker. Root no password user bin perl command. he has the permission to execute Perl commands in his server. So if he runs Perl command with a sudo permission, he can escalate his privileges. For example, I have opened a Pentest Academy, Pentest Monkey reverse shell. You can see over here is a Perl command, and this is also a reverse shell. If you compare this one, .14.4 with the IP address 4449. It's just a Perl command, just like your this one, bin bash. You can see over here in the Pentest Monkey, you can get a bash reverse shell, a Perl reverse shell, a Python, a PHP, Ruby, Netcat. There's lots of things, but I used bash first, then I using Perl because user Shelly has Perl command to execute. So in this case, I can run this command with the sudo user. So I'm copying this one. So sudo करते हैं पहले, but before that, we're gonna do numeric listening verbose port 4449. I was using 4448, now I'm using 4449 right now because अगर मैं अपने पेलोड की बात करूँ, मैंने यहाँ पे 4449 दे रखा था. Let's execute. Something might wrong. Okay. Wait, sorry. Okay, so it was sudo, and let me check the vulnerability again. So, let's see. Okay, some technical issue over here again, I guess. So let me check. There's a website called Perl Privilege Escalation. Let's check this one. If we can find something. Okay, over here we can see in the hacking articles. So let's see why we use Perl. What is necessary? Multiple operation of Perls. Okay. Netcat, addressing, executing, exploiting sudo rights, Perl bin bash, collaborating in Perl, Perl bin bash. We can execute Perl sudo Perl -e execute bin bash. Okay, so this will work. Let's see if it works. Who am I? Okay, there's some technical problems over here again, I guess. Sudo Perl execute. No. Something might be executed here. Let's put a single code over here. Who am I? I'm root. You can see over here. So cd, we can see the root directory. Can we go to the root directory? Let's put slash the ls-all cd root ls-all, then cat read the root.txt file. So this was the methodology where we can execute our commands for the executing the Perl commands. All you have to do is simply gather the information about the target.